Sveriges Radio program 3. Här är veckans 20 mest sålda skivor och överst på listan den här veckan en platta som har legat där i hela 14 veckor för närvarande. En singel för ovanlighetens skull. Singelplattor har väl inte varit så där storsäljande, men nu har vi Dancing Queen med ABBA på första platsen, skriven av Björn Benny och Stickan och tillägnad en viss svensk drottning, gissa själva vilken.
Well, here we are in Radio Sweden, the headquarters of all radio right throughout Sweden, and with me I have Sweden's top DJ, Ulf Elving. Ulf, welcome to Australia for a start.
Thank you.
Now, as I've spoken to you before, you are aware now that ABBA are very, very big in Australia. What we're interested to know is how big are they here in Sweden?
They're very big in Sweden too, of course. They were big even before as solo artists, the four of them, they were big. But just for the moment they have just got a new record, Dancing Queen. But before that it was rather quiet for half a year or a year.
Yeah.
They didn't have any new records.
Well, in Australia, of course, we've had the flood of records that have been hits here over the past sort of year and a half, like with Mamma Mia and I Do, I Do, I Do, and Honey Honey, and
I'm glad to hear that.
hundreds of them, in fact, I think. You were telling me last night that that they have been very, very popular for a long, long time in their own right, as far as individual artists, solo artists were concerned. Could you just tell us a little about?
Well, Agneta, you want me to say it in Swedish? Agneta.
Yes.
She was very popular as she was singing romantic songs about summer, and she broke through when she was an operator. She worked as an operator and broke through suddenly via a TV program, and she was popular for 5 or 6 years.
And Frida?
Frida came from a small town in Sweden. She came originally from Norway, then to Sweden, a small town, started singing there, was popular with a few songs, not as popular as Agneta in the beginning, I think. Björn was a member of a group.
What was the name of the group?
It was Hootenanny Singers. I think they still exist only as a group on records.
What sort of music did they play?
It was folk music, Swedish folk music. And
Benny
Benny was a member of a pop group called the Hepstars. They were very, very big. In Sweden they were bigger than the Beatles.
Bigger than the Beatles?
Well,
Was
in
that
Sweden.
around about the 60s, was it?
Yes, in the early 60s.
When ABBA finally won the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo, did you think at that stage that they'd become international artists?
I don't know. I could say now that I thought so, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
I thought they would have a chance for several reasons. First, perhaps because they have got a phenomenal producer. The man behind them, Stig Andersson, is very skillful.
Yeah.
person.
Does it surprise you that that a group like ABBA, a Swedish group, are so big in a country that's so far away?
Really?
Yeah.
I think it surprises everyone here. But it shouldn't be that surprising because they work in an international way, and they've got an international sound, which I don't think any other Swedish group had.
Now, before they became really big, did they play a lot live in Sweden or in Stockholm? Did they play in any live concerts around the country?
Not very much, and they haven't had the time to do it after their breaking through, of course.
Yeah.
There have been some complaints of them that they don't play live so much, but they don't have the time.
No. With the sound of ABBA, do you think that that there's going to be other groups from Sweden that are going to become big over the next couple of years?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure. I don't know any.
Yeah. We've got another group like Harpo, like a solo artist like Harpo that is also from Stockholm. Yeah. He's quite big on the Australian chart.
He's a very good songwriter. I think he makes the real hits.
Well, obviously you helped make ABBA a hit in this country. What do you think is the magic, the pure magic of ABBA?
Well, there isn't one reason. There are several reasons. I mentioned one, Stig Andersson, and of course it's another reason is that they represent a sort of distinguished pop, nice pop, like the Beatles did, which I think is a reaction against heavy, dirty rock music,
Yeah.
which only the young kids like. In Sweden and everywhere, the kids, not only the kids can love ABBA, but also their parents.
Yeah.
That's very important. And of course, it's also while they are nice and good-looking people, and it's the romantic story. Two of them are married, two are engaged. That's a good thing for the newspapers.
Yeah. Now, you were just before we go, you were telling me about Dancing Queen. Apparently, there's a story that they wrote this song for the Queen of Sweden. That for the marriage. When was the marriage? A couple of months ago or something.
Yes, it was in June, and the first performance of that song was the evening before the wedding of the King and the Queen Sylvia, and they sang that song and played it at the Opera House at a big gala performance.
In front of the King and Queen.
Yes, the King and Queen were sitting listening, and ABBA had rococo wigs, white wigs, and old clothes. Very charming.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much
You're
for being
welcome.
on Australian television.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you. And with me I have the head of the department, Werner. Werner, as you may be aware, ABBA are very, very popular in Australia. How popular are they in their homeland, Sweden, especially in Stockholm?
Oh, very popular, I must say.
Yes. How many times would they have topped the charts this year in Stockholm, do you think?
Oh, actually, I don't know, but it was many times, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
How many records would you have to sell to go to number one in Stockholm?
Well, on the Elpo list, I would say about 50,000-60,000, 150,000 for singles.
And tell me, are the people of Sweden, are they aware that ABBA are doing so well in both England, Australia, and in America?
Oh, of course they are.
Very proud of them?
Yes.
Yes. What do you put down to the success of, say, a group like ABBA having this worldwide success on the charts, where it's been so hard before for European acts to break into the American and English charts?
Well, they make another sound. I think they broke the Anglo-Saxon sound, which repertoire is becoming a little bit too large.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's because they're selling.
Yeah. Now, when they won the Eurovision Song Contest a couple of years ago with Waterloo,
Yeah.
did you, being in the record market, did you think that they'd sort of go on with this success, chart after chart, topping the charts all over the world? Did you really think that?
No, we didn't.
No?
We didn't. The member of ABBAs have been quite popular before they met, actually, but we really didn't think that they made this success.
Now, I notice over here that, and it's on the record player at the moment, that Frida has released her own solo album.
Yes, she did, and so did Agneta, the other member. No, what you hear right now, that's the Swedish version of Fernando, which is on, but
Yeah.
she made her own songs too on this
Yeah.
album, and it's selling as well.
Now, tell me, what sells more in Sweden, the English version of say, Honey, Honey and Mamma Mia, I Do, I Do, I Do, or the Swedish version?
Oh, the English, I would say.
Yes? Now, talking about English versions, I noticed here you have one of our own acts, AC/DC, an album of theirs. How do they sell over here?
Oh, well, they're selling very well right now, and it came as a surprise to us.
Yes?
They were here a fortnight ago and made a big success in Stockholm.
Well, they did a live concert, did
They
they?
did a live concert, yes.
Well, if they're a success, perhaps we can do a swap. You can have AC/DC for a while, and we'll take ABBA over in Australia, because
Yes.
they're very, very big. I think that every mum and dad and kid would like ABBA over in Australia for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, I see.
And you can have AC/DC.
Oh, why not? You're welcome.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.